Hey, my friends. My name is Jen. I'm a holistic health lifestyle coach and a Young Living brand partner. And I'm here today to teach you about the three different ways to use essential oils. It only takes one walk through an aisle, like in Walmart or Target or, a popular store that has cleaning products to know that nice smelling homes are popular and eliminating unwanted odors is, desired. We all like those warm and inviting smells. Unfortunately, if the aromas are synthetic, they don't like us back. The synthetic aromas found in plug-ins, candles, air fresheners, and even body care products are wreaking havoc on our bodies. A lot of them are endocrine disruptors. They cause things like headaches, building up of toxins. They're messing with our hormones, messing with our bodies. By diffusing pure essential oils instead, you are ditching the harmful chemicals and replacing them with good chemicals. So it's not about getting rid of chemicals. Everything is a chemical, everything is made of chemicals. It's about replacing the ones that are not liking us with the ones that are actually benefiting us and supporting our bodies and getting the job done, whatever that job may be for you. The real thing, without anything added or taken away, is going to accomplish. If your goal is a cleaner, healthier home, you're also going to have the bonus of a cleaner, healthier you. So, before I dive into the three different ways, something I say in all these videos is when I speak of essential oils, I am speaking of Young Living essential oils because of their seed to seal promise of purity. I'm not speaking of any others. If you want to know more about that, look up Seed to Seal, Young Living, or just reach out and I'll explain more about that. Okay, so let's dive in. There are three different ways: aromatically, topically, and internally. So let's start with aromatically. And this goes through your olfactory system, your nose. Many of us have excuse me, many of us have had a time when our smell like apple pie or bread or brownies baking. Pine needles, spring flowers, that they're going to trigger some positive memories, right? They can take you back to some happy times. And smelling essential oil has the same effect. This is because our sense of smell is connected to your limbic system, which is part of your brain. It's the trigger for emotions. This is where the tiny molecules in one drop of essential oil can travel up your nose and your the whole system there, the whole olfactory system, and get absorbed, and they pass that blood-brain barrier, sending a message to your brain. The message varies depending on the oil. As I said in an earlier video, there are like so many different molecules, 40 million trillion molecules in one tiny drop of essential oil, all with a different job. And so when you're breathing that in, those molecules have a different job and can communicate different things to your brain. Tests have shown that oils reach the heart, the liver, and the thyroid in 3 seconds. That's all when inhaled. According to the founder of Young Living, D. Gary Young, when a fragrance or an aroma is inhaled, the odor molecules travel up the nose where they're trapped by the olfactory membranes, well protected by the lining of the nose. Each molecule fits like a little puzzle piece into specific receptor cells lining the membrane. Each of these hundreds of millions of nerve cells triggers electrical pulses to the olfactory bulb. And the gustatory center, that's where taste is perceived, and the amygdala, excuse me as I stumble over these words, that's where the emotional memories are stored. So anxiety, fear, anger, joy all emanate from this region. That's why an aroma can evoke memories and emotions just by breathing it in and before we're even aware of it. Diffusing essential oils is one of the fastest delivery systems. In a diffuser, An oil can reach the limbic lobe of your brain in 3 seconds. Like I said earlier, it's amazing. Talk about immediate relief. It fills a room, it sets the mood, it cleanses, it purifies, and it benefits all who come into the space. Okay, I wanted to take a moment and show you an example of one of the diffusers I have. This is my little owl friend. It was sitting here in the office with me. There's many different kinds you can find, but one of the things I wanted to point out is that when you pick a diffuser, you don't want to use one with heat. Heat will destroy the molecules in the essential oil and destroying any benefit they can bring you. So you're going to want one that has, so here's the top. Most of them, even if they're not an owl, are going to have a top that comes off. So I'm going to take that off and I'm going to show you. Can you see that little electronic or little metal plate down there? What happens is when you fill this with distilled water and or just purified clean water, not one filled with lots of different minerals. You don't want to put tap water in there because those minerals, whatever's in your water is going to build up in the diffuser. So put some distilled water and put your drops of essential oil. So here I have a small little 5 milliliter bottle of a blend I like called Valor. So what I would do was open this up, maybe put about 10 drops in, fill it with my water, put the top on, and plug it in, and voila. And most of the diffusers are going to have light features and have different levels. You can have it go on strong, you can have it intermittent. Some of them even have timers, there's just so many options. I like to use these in my bedroom while I'm sleeping at night to have oils like lavender. Um, to help calm me. I have oils, I have diffusers in almost every room of my home, just to set the mood, to clean the air, just to brighten the space. So I have chosen diffusers and actually even just homemade room sprays with essential oils over plugins, air fresheners, and things I buy in the store because I know what's in these oils, and this is going to be a cleaner, healthier option. So that is using essential oils aromatically. Okay, let's talk about topically. When you apply an oil topically, it takes a little bit longer to get into your circulatory center, about 26 seconds to enter the bloodstream and work its way through. Many oils can be used topically. All of the essential oils from Young Living are going to have suggestions on the label. It's written really tiny, but there are suggestions. And of course, on the website, if you look up the essential oil, you can find those suggestions as well. Oils such as lavender and frankincense can be used neat. Neat is a word meaning you don't necessarily need to dilute it. It's very mild. Oils such as oregano, maybe peppermint, possibly, and thieves essential oil, which is a blend, are considered hotter oils, meaning that they're just strong and that dilution or putting an oil such as oregano with a carrier oil is very much suggested. In my first video, What Are Essential Oils? I explained the difference between an essential oil and a carrier oil. So go back and watch that. Dilution, though, does 3 things. It spreads the oil to cover a greater area of your body. It protects the skin against possible irritation. If you have these Young Living essential oils alone are not going to cause you problems, but if you're putting them on your skin and it's interacting with something else in your body that can be problematic, that might be toxic, these oils are going to naturally try to draw out the toxic thing. So just if you're new to essential oils, definitely diluting and to help spread it out over your skin and not have it so concentrated is a really good idea. And it also allows it to linger longer if you want to wear it more as a perfume or you want it to hang around a while, then diluting it with a carrier oil is a good idea. Keep in mind, as I've said before, if you go back into the previous videos, that one drop has 40 million trillion molecules, and is so very concentrated. One drop is usually all you need. Anything more is just not necessary. I want to show you an example. So I'm going to take my Valor. This is liquid courage in a bottle. Smells amazing and is definitely a favorite, the Young Living family, but there's different ways. I'm going to put one drop. And this one, I'm not worried about diluting. It's also very mild. It's a blend of lots of essential oils. So I've got a drop in my hand. I'm going to breathe it in. So aromatically, I could just hold the bottle like this and take a deep breath. Um, I can also put it in my hand and rub it around to help activate the molecules and breathe it in like that. So that's aromatically. But then if I want to rub it, like maybe along my vagus nerve, along my neck, if I've got some tension in my neck, if I just want to rub it on my arms, that is one way to use it topically. Just rub it in areas that you want. I can put it in my hair, use my hair as a little diffuser. Um, You can rub it along the bottom of your feet. Your feet have very large pores, and often your feet are not as sensitive as maybe your wrist area. Um, so again, if you're new to essential oils and want to try that, and it's farther away from your nose, if you're just overwhelmed, by the smell maybe and want to see if you like it. Feet are a wonderful way, especially when I'm not feeling well and I feel like I need to open up my respiratory system. Things are a little bit clogged. I like to take some coconut oil, put a drop of like eucalyptus, peppermint. There's some blends called Raven and RC that I will put in some coconut oil and rub along the bottom of my feet. Your spine is a very good place along your spine to rub essential oils. Just so many options. I think the biggest thing to keep in mind is that when you put them on your hands, you want to be careful not to touch the sensitive parts of your body. Um, yeah, and so just and yeah, not put it in those sensitive areas. Just keep it in some um, places that make you comfortable, and just watch and see how your body responds. Okay, so that was the second, that was topically. The third is internally, and that goes through your digestive system. So you've got the breathing in aromatically is going to be through your olfactory system, breathing your nose, going up into your brain, and then the topically was through the blood, through the circulatory system, and this is through in taking them internally, obviously, is the digestive system at work. And yes, you can use Young Living essential oils internally. They have oils. I did not grab one, but this is like the size bottle that the vitality oils come in. So the vitality oils are essential oils that are have been labeled for internal use, and they're going to have again on the label suggestions for use. Because of seed to seal purity and because of the line of vitality oils, you can be confident about taking them internally. As far as them being okay. Whether or not you want to, that is totally up to you and what you're comfortable with. Maybe you need to build some trust with Young Living and getting comfortable with using essential oils, but that is totally in your hands. But it is possible. So you can add a drop to your water or tea. Mix well. I will remind you that water and oil don't mix, so that goes for these essential oils. So if you really want it to mix around in your drink, add a little bit of honey or what or something to your water in order to have it mix. Um, you could put a drop directly. I'm speaking of maybe a peppermint essential oil. You could put a drop directly under your tongue in your mouth to help freshen your breath. Now, peppermint is an eye-opening oil. It is very powerful. It will give you that fresh breath right away. And it gets absorbed quickly into your body that way too. It's not that way is not necessarily, that's more of a topical way. It's not going directly through your digestive system. Um, you can also put maybe a drop of peppermint or copaiba on your thumb and press it against the roof of your mouth. That can help with concentration and help with focus. You can also get some vegetable capsules, some just clear, empty vegetable capsules, and put your choice of vitality oils in there. Maybe add a little carrier oil, like a little bit of olive oil, and then whatever oil. Endoflex is a blend that supports the endocrine system, supports hormones. So you could be taking that in a capsule, and that would get digested that way. You can add it for meals, for cooking, baking brownies, to add that peppermint flavor when you're making spaghetti sauce. You know, there's all sorts of different ways to cook with these if you don't have spices on hand, or even if you do have the spices and want the more intense flavor. So those are some possibilities. Peppermint is one I do use a lot internally. There's a blend called Digize for digestive health and lemon for the cleansing and purifying properties. Those are the ones that I typically use a lot internally. So that's it. That's the how, or how to use essential oils aromatically, topically, and internally. You choose. So if you learned something or just simply like this video, please like it and subscribe. I will be continuing to show up to teach about essential oils and other holistic habits, and I'd love for you to join me. All right, until next time.